Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and while it is just one of the busiest times of the year to be a gamer, if you're any kind of a gamer, you know what is going on currently. E3 has just begun, and this weekend has already seen information about Kingdom Hearts 3's DLC. I thought I messed it up, but I kind of did. Anyway, there's news coming out of like all kinds of places of just tons of video games, and of course Epic 7 is no different, because this weekend was a giant weekend for Epic 7, because for a while now we've heard a lot about God Killer, but from the Epic 7 event in Korea, today was the day where we finally got a peek behind the curtain of all the things that will be coming in the month of June, and holy cow, I have never been more excited for a content update, because everything looks to change with this update. You know, there are times when you hear, oh, this game's going to be getting a massive update, and it's some stuff, and there's nothing to complain about because it's bigger than the other updates. But this is a huge change for Epic 7. There are a lot of things that are going to be addressed, a lot of things that are going to be changed, and of course a ton of new content coming between now and a fair bit into the future. So yeah, let's talk about it, because I am overly excited, because it is a huge update. We're looking at new connections, new 3-star and 4-star heroes, new Moonlight summons, a new event which is the Tower event, which will be refreshing itself every month with some really hard difficulty. Story, of course, we're going to be seeing a lot of story content coming, as well as rewards, a reshape of the meta by the sounds of things, and a easier to get catalyst, and just etc. There's so many things to talk about. And it's just hard to figure out what to talk about right now. I am overly hyped about this, which is why I have nice calming music for this video, because we gotta wait a little bit longer. It looks like 2 major updates will be focusing for the month of June, one on the 13th of June, and one on the, I believe, the 27th, so near the end of the month. So yeah, there's just a lot to talk about, and I think I've already given the a little bit of the overview of it, but let's show off a couple of images that came out very recently that I absolutely love. There's one. This is just a gorgeous thing. If you want a copy of this, definitely go to the Epic 7 Reddit forums, which has this picture of just all the sprites in the game, as well as a whole bunch of new sprites too, which I gotta say is really cool. There are a lot of new characters even in this picture and its secondary picture. There it is. Moonlights, as well as regular characters, and I gotta say, it's so gorgeous to see all of these characters in a single picture, and just wow, how gorgeous is this to see all those characters together. But yeah, there was, of course, all of these things to talk about, but then there was even some stuff that you know, is going to be into the month, or into the summer months, like beach characters. Karen, Belena, as well as Sez so far have been confirmed, and I don't think I missed any, but there's so much news it's hard to keep track of all of it. Belena looks just great. There is no details to my knowledge at this point of, you know, there's again so much info, but of Belena, there's no info of whether these beach versions of characters will be obtainable just by paying money, or whether it's going to be like there will be a costume system implemented. What I would assume is that these are going to be versions of characters, and the big question will be, if they are a version of these characters, are they going to be slightly more powerful? Are they going to be slightly power-crept versions of the original characters? If not, I mean, Belena, Sez, and Karen are already pretty strong in their own right, so a power-crept version, hopefully not. Hopefully this will just be a collector's thing that you can either pass on, but Belena is one of my favorite characters in the entire game, so not to say that there isn't temptation there to begin with. Seriously, temptation. We also got to look at new Moonlight characters, which will be introduced in the near future. Moonlight Ball and Cezanne looking actually really cool. I mean, given how powerful Moonlight Summons have been and how defining they have been for the game, it is really interesting seeing Ball and Sazan, who is a fairly weak character outside of like PvP. So I'm really curious what his Moonlight will end up being. And not only that, if you take a look on the right side of this picture, you will see Moonlight Ravi. Ravi has been like one of my favorite characters for the longest time since I started playing the game. She was one of the characters I wanted the most, and it was only recently that I ended up getting her. Excuse me. On a morning when I was half asleep and did my, daily free pull, and then, wow, bam, 5-star character, and she popped out, and it's like, yes, well, now I know why the game gave me her, because a new version of her and a Moonlight going to take a lot longer for her to show up on my account. And there are also just, like, really, at this point, Smilegate just brought a ton of stuff to the event, showing a lot of new characters, and we kind of got an idea of what their future plans will be. They're looking at adding one story-based episode per year, and while this episode 2 gives us a bit of an idea of how they will do them too. The first 2 chapters will be coming out this month, and I do believe a chapter every following month for a while. Seems like a pretty good way to roll out content with a nice little spike of interest at the front, because I was very excited for Luluka's event, and Luluka's event ended up being a little, kind of lame. Wasn't super fan of the event, though a nice bit of story, getting warmed up for Season 2 for all the content that is coming. So looking at the notes, the new continent of Sidonia will be unlocked this week. We'll have in the entire story, we'll have a ton of quests to do, as well as 10 chapters, and there will be some optional chapters too, so hopefully some new cracks in the world for people who, not like me or anything, wasted some of their otherworldly fragments on the wrong Mercedes and are now kind of screwed. Also, more Breaths of Orbis, which will be important, but also Connection Heroes. And for those of you who don't know, Connection Heroes are a really great way for new players, especially if I can click on the right place. Connection Heroes allow you to get free copies of heroes, 4 stars, 3 stars, and even a 5-star. And Lilibeth, one of the blonde-haired young girl, will be looking to be one of those Connection Heroes, which is cool, because Lilibeth was a character I would like to have added to my roster, and now it looks like it'll be easier, although she might be a 5-star character given that she seems to be fairly important in the story, and I'm okay with this. Either way, there will be new Connection Heroes. I believe that it is somewhere between 2 and 4 currently that I've heard, but Connection Heroes are great because they give players who don't necessarily spend money a way to get really good characters. Also, 15 new 3 to 4 stars are waiting for you as of Chapter 1. That is really cool. The 3 and 4 star character spot in Epic 7 is far in a way from being irrelevant like it is in some other games. 3 and 4 stars in this game have almost like absolute authority in shaping some content and are really useful. Curious being one of the ones, or Silk, who is really good just for players looking for PvP. So 3 and 4 stars have been historically useful in the past, and that is good news here. Also, if you want to know how much they are shaking up the entire game, recently, as of a couple months ago or maybe it was only a month ago, they added this AP system, which basically, by going through the game, you try and get catalysts. Catalysts allow you to upgrade your characters, but they are an extremely low drop rate and a really big pain in the ass to get. That is, you know, not pulling any punches there, but it's true, Smilegate. Well, Smilegate feels kind of the same, so the AP system is being gotten rid of and changed out for something new, as well as there will be a newer, easier way to get Catalyst too, and this will overall help the game. I mean, if you look at the rewards, some of the rewards for new events are going to be Malgora Gora Go. There's got to be an easier way to say that, but lots of new ways to get Catalysts, Malgoras, Molagoras. And I've never heard it said, but I'm sure I've been pronouncing it wrong for an infinite amount of time. The Automaton Tower, which is a event that refreshes monthly, that has 100 floors to it, as well as, I believe, a hard version too for people who already beat the 100 floors. So there's just already looking to be a massive amount of content, side story and unrecorded history, ways to get Catalysts, as well as, you know, I talked about removing the AP system, changing that up to allow players to get new stuff, changes to the equipment system so that you can actually, from what I hear, craft accessories, and not only craft accessories, but change the way that the crafting system works. There's so much that it seems to be being added here, as well as ways to even, if you're going to complete a chapter, you get like a background for your phone or something like that. Unbelievable. But yeah, there is just so much information in these patch notes that it is kind of including, I haven't even talked about, you know, the raid bosses, as well as more stuff to do with Guild Wars. It looks like Epic 7 is in for a massive content boost for the month of June. And not only for the month of June, but every month after. While it is to be decided, and you know, we'll have to look and reflect back on it later, about whether or not this was just a huge amount more of work and grinding, or whether the grind is going to be easier in the future so that players can enjoy more types of content. But the one other thing seems to be that there is going to be a balance patch, and balance patch is probably the thing that a lot of people are going to be the most nervous for. Oh, also, the max level you can get for your account is going up to 65, and the secret shop, wait for it to load, this thing will also be getting upgraded to a max level of 13 now, where you will be able to get other types of sets, including immunity and rage sets. Finally, that's going to be super nice for players, as well as giving you at higher levels a better chance to get better quality equipment and sets, so that's great. Better odds is always a fantastic improvement in this game. It is one of the things that needs to be changed. But I think one of the things, as going back to it, rebalancing, there might even be talk, it's just so much info, rebalancing on a monthly status. It's going to be interesting to see. One of the parts of Epic 7 that is either a positive or a negative, depending on how you look at it, is the idea of putting in nerfs and buffs to certain characters. And nerfs are a big point of worry to some point, because you do invest heavily in your character. On the to be fair point to Smilegate, normally when they do this, they do offer refunds on characters. In other words, you know, you can refund all the resources you put into that character and use those resources on other characters. So I don't want to be unfair here, because they definitely do a lot to make it so that it is at least fair for all the investment that you do put in characters if they do nerf them. So I'm going to be fair about that. But yeah, Epic 7, absolutely massive content update this week as well on the 27th. So it's a great time to be an Epic 7 player. Also because, just a reminder, there is just the ton of free stuff we are getting this month in terms of rewards, as well as just the Adventures Guild, as well as for people who are playing the game will get, who are max level 30, this is the first day that you can get your 5-star hero summon ticket, so hopefully you got something really good. I'm saving mine for on stream, because of course I am. That's part of the life of a streamer. You don't really get to do anything fun for yourself. You gotta make sure you do it for, you know, in a video. But that's okay. Anyway, love all of the news that is coming out here. There's a lot of stuff. Characters are always one of the most exciting part of playing this game. Events are always exciting, and having more content to play. Not only story content, because the story content in Epic 7 is one of its very, very, very strong points, but it seems like there is just a lot of stuff that will be going into improving the game, changing the game, making the game feel fresh and exciting, and allowing you to get more resources so you can use more characters. And now all we need is just more free unequip events, as well as, you know, maybe a summon boost rate, because damn, the horror stories sometimes, but the success stories too. Remember, for anybody wondering out there, the easiest way to pull a 5-star character in this game is just to be free to play and use 5 bookmarks. Remember, when in a gacha game, it only takes 500 summons to get 500 5-stars. Just be good at the game. Anyway, super excited, super happy. We'll see you guys in the next video, where, you know, hopefully we can just dive right into the content, because loving it so far. Yeah, episode 2. Here we go. See you next time.